Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Trey here with 79TG. I'm here with Brandon, aka Aguardo, about to show you his Shaddolls deck. Anything before the video? There for fun. Let's go.
Alright. 40 cards. Right now it's 20 monsters. I'm playing 2 of each Shadow. You want to explain what you do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Falco, they all have a flip effect and an effect when they're sent to the graveyard by card effect, but you can only use once per turn and only once that turn. Falco's flip effect is you can special summon a Shadow aside from Falco to your side of the field and face down to fifth position from your graveyard. Hedgehog's flip effect is that you can add a Shadow spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Skromata is you can destroy one monster on the field. Shadow or Dragon lets you return one card your opponent controls to their hand, and Beast allows you to draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. And their sins of graveyard effects are Falco can special summon himself and face down defense. Hedgehog can add a Shadow monster. Skromata can send another Shadow card, which is really important. And Dragon destroys a spell or trap card, and Beast draws 1 card.
Alright, cool.
My 2-2-2 ratio, I think, works really well. It stops the cards from being dead drawn because this deck plays a lot of monsters. So I try to keep them out of my hands as much as possible because I don't want 10,000 hedgehogs part of my hands. I play 2 Dark Dragon and DLS. Super easy to drop in this deck. That obviously is kind of hard sometimes because Dart's still loaded in the graveyard. Blackluster Soldier is the easiest thing ever to drop into this deck. He's what wins the most, like 50% of my games, is the Dark card. Playing 3 Armageddon Knights right now. I'm playing Armageddon Knight over Mathematician because Rhoda's at 2 right now, and there's no Earth Shadow Fusion, which comes out in the next set. The Earth Shadow Fusion is really good, which is why Japan plays them, but since we don't have them, I like Armageddon Knight more because of the Rhodas and because you can make a wall chain really easily. One Eclipse Wyvern to search out the Dark Arm. The Chaos variant of this deck that makes me go into rank 4s really easily is Wyvern Burster and Collapse Serpent. Wyvern Burster, you can banish the Dark to summon it, and Collapse Serpent, you can banish the Light. That's why I'm only playing 1 Collapse Serpent because getting lights to the graveyard can be really difficult. And then they search each other, which is really convenient when you send them off to the grave for a Shadow Fusion or Synchro with Falco because he's a tuner. That's why playing both of them is really important, and also banishing for Eclipse Wyvern. It's 20 monsters. Spells are 3 Shadow Fusions. Shadow Fusion is really good. It just summons a Shadow Fusion monster from your extra deck, unless your opponent controls a monster from the extra deck, in which case you can use cards from your deck as material.
Can you get their effects when they get sent? Right?
Yeah, all fusion cards send their materials to the graveyard as card effects, so you get the effects of all the Shadows when you send them. And then I'm playing 1 just regular polymerization because in Japan they have a better Shadow Fusion called L Shadow Fusion, which is just a basic fusion card, but it's a quick play. It's extremely good. We don't have it though, and we need more fusion cards. So I was playing testing different numbers of polymerization and super polymerization. Right now I just like the 1 poly.
Why are you playing that version?
Huh?
You ain't play the alternate art version.
It's what I have.
Scrub.
And then 2 reinforcements, search out my Armageddon Knights. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, get rid of Floodgates, bullshit like that. Foolish Burial, and a Book of Moon. Universal trap card. I was playing an Allure of Darkness, but I was banishing my Shaddolls for it, and then I needed the Shaddolls to make plays, so I just took it out. Finish your Shadow Games. That was 10 spells, by the way. Finish your Shadow Games. Card might be the best card, main deck card. You can send 1 Shadow card from your deck to your grave, and then flip face up as many Shadows on your field as you want. So one of the best plays to do with this card is to set it along with a Falco. Then during your opponent's end phase or at any point, you can activate Sinister Shadow Dames, send a Beast to the grave, draw a card for Beast after, and then flip Falco, and special summon Beast with Falco's effect. The next turn you can flip Beast, get Beast effect, and synchro into Black Rose or Arcanite Magician, because they're all spellcasters. This card is
They're all spellcasters?
Yeah, all of them except for one of the fusion monsters is a spellcaster. And then Shadow Core, you just play one of it. This card is the reason why it's really important that Sinister Shadow Dames and Shaddolls Stomata can send a Shadow card to the graveyard, because when this is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add a Shadow spell or trap card except Core to your hand, so you can recycle your Shadow fusions. And then I play some defensive traps, 2 Deep Prisons to protect Winda. It's a really important fusion and she's really weak. And then Phoenix Chain for the same reason. And then the most generic traps I defined, Warning and Compulse. And that's 10 traps. My extra deck. 2 Hellshot on Winda. Winda is extremely powerful. Both players can only special summon once per turn while she's face up on the field, and she doesn't include her own special summon. So the turn you special summon her, you can summon again one more time. And then she can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. She's a really good lockdown card, but she's really small. She's only at 22. That's why I like the Deep Prisons and Phoenix Chains to protect her. I only played 2 of her because you go into her more than you go into the other fusion, but you usually don't go into more than 2. Because when it's floating, you like to use the other one, which is Construct. Construct is extremely explosive. When Winda requires a Shadow monster and a Dark monster. Construct requires a Shadow monster and a Light monster. And when it's summoned, you can send a Shadow from your deck to your grave. And when it battles an opponent's special summon monster, you immediately destroy it. So Construct is huge, and extra milling effect generally causes you to be able to OTK or at least swarm the field when you drop it. And both Shaddolls have a really important effect that when they're sent to the graveyard, you can add a Shadow spell or trap back to your hand. So if you use the Shadow Fusion on them, you can, if they're destroyed or if they get like taken by a 1/1 and then detached later on, anything like that, you can get back your Shadow Fusions or Shadow Core. And we play Synchros because Falco is a tuner and that's really useful. Guardian or Goyo just is huge, Bidus level 6 and Dolan's level 6 a lot. Arcanite and Black Rose, going into Arcanite is extremely convenient, and he's also a light to fuel your BLS. And then obviously the Black Rose doesn't go into 7. And then Leo's the other Synchro that's easiest to go into. And because of the Wyvern Bristers and Club Serpents, it's really easy to go into Rainforest. So playing the Abyss Dweller is extremely important for this, because against other Shadow decks that completely shuts down the graveyard. And Emerald for recycling. Lavalval Chain is the main Rainforest I usually go into, because you can get Shadow effects off of the chain or you can stack your BLS. And that's Tarn to the board. Castel, you card out the new set. You can attach 1 material to set a card your opponent controls, or 2 materials to return a face-up card your opponent controls to their deck. I think it's better than 101. It deals with so many different problems right now. And the last card I'm playing, there's a lot of different cards I want to play, like a 101. I also want to kind of play a Star Eater, because Core, which I totally forgot to mention, it's also a trap monster with 1950 defense, and it's a level 9, so you can synchro with Falco into a Star Eater. I also kind of want to level 5, but for right now I'm just playing a Black Chippercorn just to deal with hands and illusions easier. And there's no real coherent side deck right now, but there's a couple of really good cards are Space-Time Trap Wall, Super Polarization, and Different Dimension Grounds. Different Dimension Ground is I think the only removal card you can play in this deck, the turn you activate it, any monster sent to the graveyard is removed from play instead. So if your opponent's playing Shaddolls or if your opponent's playing Lightsworns, anything like that, you can just shut them down for the turn. And then Space-Time Trap Hole, when your opponent summons a monster or monsters from the hand or extra deck, you can shuffle them back into the deck and then you lose 1,000 life points for each. It makes monsters miss timing, so instead of say Gear Giant, and it sends Winda back to the deck, so you can deal with Winda, and you also stop them from getting back the Shadow Fusion. And they can hit multiple monsters at the same time, so if Pendulum Summoning ever becomes relevant, it can extremely hurt somebody who Pendulum Summons. And then Super Poly obviously is just retarded. I have fusions I didn't go into. This card will probably be really important to play regardless of whether or not you're playing Shaddolls, because you can play it against a Shadow player, taking the monsters they control to summon your own Shadow monster. So you could stop their summon a Winda, and then proceed to control them with that Winda.
Cool.
And that's pretty much it.
Alright, thanks for the deck profile.
No problem.
And we'll see you at the top 8 at the GG Players event next week. Alright, thanks.